Hey, welcome into another Whoosh Wednesday with me, Louie. Today, I think this is going to be more of a shorter video, but I wanted to go over a couple of key books that I picked up this week and kind of talk about adjusting my comic collecting goals based on picking up at least one of these books. For me, there's a high-end spectrum of books that I tend to kind of shy away from, and a lower end spectrum of books that I tend to thrive in when it comes to picking up key books that mean something to me. So that's what we're going to talk about today. But before I jump into that, make sure if you're enjoying the channel, enjoying the content, that you like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you always know when a new episode is coming out. Be fantastic. And hopefully let me know what you're thinking of the shorts. I'm trying to put out more shorts to kind of fill in some of the gaps. I don't know if the weekly roundup on Saturdays was really the best approach. So let me know if you liked the weekly roundup videos, if you hated those, if you thought that maybe I could cut back and only do like the top 5 issues of the week. Something like that. Just give me a general idea of whether you're enjoying the shorts, if you want weekly roundups to come back, what direction you'd like to see the channel go in. Any of that feedback is appreciated. So, with that, let's jump into the books that I was talking about. And again, they're two different spectrums of collecting for me. The first one I'm going to talk about is Star Wars number 16 from 1977, so peak middle of the Bronze Age there. And the reason this is important is it's the first appearance of Valance Baylor, or Baylor. I'm not quite sure how to say his last name because he's only appeared in comics as far as I know. But he's a bounty hunter, and he is the main character in the Star Wars Bounty Hunters comic book that just recently ended in January/February of 2024. So his first appearance, I thoroughly enjoyed that entire run. He does have a connection to Darth Vader by the end of that. He's also got a connection to Han Solo if you read the books. So really, really cool. Really, really great character. And I've been looking for this issue for quite a bit. And I happened to find it at Casablanca Comics in Windham, Maine. So nice little local shop on the smaller side, but it has a great selection of newer books. You can do a pull list there. They have all the supplies you need. And they do have some key books on the wall there too. I know that there's a Casablanca Comics in Portland, which is their bigger store, which I think houses some of their bigger comics as well. So definitely check that one out too. Having been in there, it's really, really cool. So this book was cool, and I believe it was somewhere between like $10 and $15. Totally reasonable, totally fine. I don't mind spending that on a key book that actually has some value to me. And like I said, I really, really thoroughly enjoyed the Bounty Hunters run. So to pick that up was an awesome, awesome thing for me. And I don't have much more to add on that book besides make sure you check out the Bounty Hunters run, because then maybe you will also come out a fan of Valance Baylor. I think he's fantastic, and that whole run was really, really good to see a different perspective of the Star Wars galaxy. I love getting that from those books. Now, the next book happens to be a book I had zero intention of owning. I wasn't... To say I wasn't aware of it isn't exactly right, but I wasn't aware of how significant it would feel to me to actually be this book. And again, I have to give who encouraged me to pick up said book. So, what book am I talking about? Well, that would be Tales of Suspense number 40, and it's the second ever appearance of Iron Man. Second ever. Obviously, Tales of Suspense 39 is the first appearance of Iron Man. So, Tales of Suspense 40 is the second appearance of Iron Man, the first appearance of the gold armor, which is really awesome as a person who collects armor first appearances for Iron Man. I have the first War Machine armor, the first Iron Spider armor, first Hulkbuster, first Ironheart, first Rescue, first Superior Iron Man. So my goal has always been to try to collect significant first armor appearances. And with this being the first gold armor, that to me is really cool. It being the second appearance of Iron Man is absolutely amazing to me. Um, and I have to give a shout out to Nick's comic strip for getting it in. I got to see it before it was graded, and they sent it out for grading for and everything. And I picked it up from them. And honestly, it blows my mind that I have Tales of Suspense 40. Tales of Suspense 39 is so far outside my realm of possibility right now. Eventually, maybe one day, if I'm lucky enough to own it, that's awesome. Um, but for now, having Tales of Suspense 40 is pretty great. I'm honestly blown away to have it, and it is definitely one of the pricier books I've ever bought, which is okay. Because like I said, sometimes it's okay to change your collecting goals. I will say part of me buying that was me going through some of my other collections and trading some of those in for store credit and money to go towards this book. Because like I always say, I like to use older collections that I'm no longer interested in to fund future collections or future collectibles that I purchase. So I did do some of that as well, so it did help knock the price down, which is great. And I wanted to take a couple of maybe minutes here just to talk about collecting goals and adjusting accordingly for things that might come up for you. Um, it's always good to go into a year with goals for collecting, but that doesn't mean those are a strict set of rules you have to go by. I know that over on the blog, I had published an article about my top 5 key comics I wanted to pick up this year. And so far, I've picked up Tales of Suspense 66, which is the first Silver Age appearance of Red Skull. Um, Absolutely key book for me, especially after getting the chance to meet Ross Marquand at Terrificon last year. He's an absolutely fantastic person. Was Red Skull in Infinity War and Endgame, voiced him again in What If, also happened to voice Ultron in the What If show. But I like to collect first appearances of some of the people I meet because I think they're awesome, especially when I have such a great interaction with them and see how cool of a person they actually are. So that was on my list. The first Black Bolt appearance was on there. The first Kilgrave was on there. First Peggy Carter. So it's hard to say that I'm not going to try to accomplish those goals. I'm still trying to accomplish some of those goals throughout this year. However, my priority shifted a little bit when the opportunity to buy Tales of Suspense 40 came up. So to me, that was a big book I wanted to purchase this year. And if that means I have to sacrifice some of my top 5 and be unsuccessful on that, that's okay. And it's okay if you're collecting throughout the year too. You don't have to into a list. Um, so collect what feels right to you in the moment throughout time if it sticks with you for a little bit. Because I honestly wasn't planning to buy Tales of Suspense 40. I had seen it first and kind of said, no, I'm okay. I'm not going to purchase it. And then I thought about it some more and thought about it some more. Talked it over with my wife, and she was like, this is your chance to own the second appearance of Iron Man. It's not the first, but we can't afford the first right now. So the second appearance, the second ever in publication appearance of him, first gold armor, like it just was too good of a thing to pass up. So thank you to my wife for encouraging me to purchase that book. And remember, just collect what you enjoy. Don't collect to hopefully make a profit. Collect because it makes you happy, and if it makes a profit down the line, awesome. But we'll catch you here next time at Whoosh. Thanks.